Welcome to our first hot podcast of the year. 2023 has been an amazing year already, a tremendous start. And so we wanted to do our first hot podcast in the month of March, because the month of March is our financial month. Pillar for this month is finances. And so we wanted to make sure we bring on some hot entrepreneurs on tonight. And so tonight we have two entrepreneurs on that I want you all to not only hear their stories and hear about their business, but I want you to support their business. So please, for me, would you share and tag someone to this so they can see it? We got to be better at supporting our own. And we got to make sure we push and support our own because we all we got. And so we want to make sure we do this. Before we get started and I introduce our guest for this evening, please don't forget this Sunday is the start of our new sermon series. It's all about the Benjamins. And so please make sure you tune in or stop by and hang with us at 11 a.m. This Sunday. We're talking about I don't owe you nothing. Because I can look in the camera and say, I don't know none of you Negroes and Negress nothing. That's right. I don't owe y'all nothing. And so we're going to be talking about that this Sunday. You got to be in the house. But tonight, we have some very special guests that are here today. People who I believe if you get their services and you hire them, they will do not only a great job, but an excellent job for you. And I really believe in these people and what they're doing with their careers, with their gifts, and with their talents. We have Lady Sister Cornelia Lee, who owns Lee's Luxury in Events. If you want your events done 5-star, I'm telling you, you need to contact them. And she'll be talking about some of the events she has put on and what she will be doing, some of the conferences she will be doing in the future. She's some huge conferences she's been hired to do and contract out. So you got to hear her story. And then we have Sister Lynn, Lady Lynn, who owns Lynn's Cuisine, some of the best food you have ever tasted in your life when you sit down and eat of her cuisine. So we're going to talk with them today. I want you, please, you had enough time to share it. You had enough time to link it up. And what we're going to do, if we have time for questions, I'm going to go on and see if they can answer some questions for you all. And so we'll make sure we do that. So make sure you put your questions in the comments and let us know that even you're watching. So we're going to do that. First of all, we're going to start off. I just want some introductions from you all. Just tell us who you are, where are you from, if you want to talk about your kids, spouse, how you grew up. Just tell us about yourself. How if we didn't know you, out there in the world, tell us so we can get to know who you are tonight as well. We can start with you, Lynn, and work our way down.
Okay, well, hey everyone, my name is Lynn. I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa. That's where I was born.
West Africa, okay.
I came here when I was 9. We had a civil war going on, so I kind of got a little Americanized. But as far as the food, I cook it to the
Talking to Mike. They can't hear you talking to Mike.
As far as the food, I cook it to the soul. Okay. I grew up around a lot of Americans, Jamaicans. Other way? Oh.
Americans, Jamaicans, and
Africans. So
Africans.
I do a mixture of all three. 26 years old. I do management for Waffle House. Also been there 11 years with the company besides doing my food. So I've been in the food industry for a while, pretty much my whole life.
And you moved here when you were 9?
Yes, from Liberia.
And who do you move here with?
My father.
Your father?
Yeah.
Okay, is he still living?
Yes, he's still living.
Okay.
We're not as close.
Okay, but he's in the Dallas area?
No, he lives in Kentucky.
Kentucky, okay. And so you moved to Dallas from Liberia?
No, I moved. I kind of moved around a lot as a kid.
Okay.
I lived in Philadelphia, Chicago, and then I moved to Dallas when I was 13.
So does your food represent where you're from or where you've been?
Everything.
Everything. Wow.
Everything. Because when I do the African food, I know a lot of Americans don't like the spice, so I kind of I Americanize it to where all my friends, they eat it. And they're like, we don't really like African food, but it's so good. So I kind of know what not to put in it, how to cook it different. So kind of make that twist of it based off of who I'm cooking for.
Okay.
If I'm cooking for Africans, then I'll do it a certain way. So kind of got there just kind of having different friends, living with different people, moving around, and being Americanized. So that's a special touch I have to my food.
Okay. Cornella, tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Cornella, the owner of Lee's Luxury Events. I've been in Texas all my life. I was born and raised here, and I was actually raised in Lancaster.
Go ahead.
In Lancaster, so this is where I'm from. I have my mother of 5, 3 boys, two girls, and they all grown. Thank God for that. And I've always had a passion for anything that was beauty, anything with decorating, if it had anything to do with fashion, makeup. You know, I come from a background of cosmetology and makeup is what I'm licensed in. So I've always been around those things, and I've always had a passion for it. And I always have told myself and my family that one day that I'm going to own an event company and I'm going to open up a neighborhood for my family. So that's my whole thing, is to, you know, own a neighborhood for my family, for my children, my family. And I've always wanted to do it, but I didn't. But finally, about 2 years ago, I was sitting at home talking to my baby boy, and we was talking about it, and he was like, well, why don't you do it? I was like, I got to have the time to do it. And he said, well, I'm getting ready to graduate. So, you know, you'll have a lot of time. You know, you won't have to be running with us a lot no more. And so he kind of sparked something there, and I just kind of like blew it off.
Kiki.
Yeah.
Who's at UNT now?
Yeah.
Amen.
So then, you know, he asked me about it again, and I just kind of blew it off. And then about a couple of weeks, I had a dream. And in my dream, I just saw an event center, and it was just everything that I could never imagine. And I said, okay, God, this is God speaking to me, so let me do it. And I waited a couple more days, and he came down and said something to me. And I said, okay, Kiki, I'm going to do it. He was like, well, do it. Do it. Put it on social media, because once you put in the atmosphere, it's out there, you got to do it. So he kind of pushed me and challenged me, and I thank him for it, because he believed in me, and I did it. And once I put it in the atmosphere, it's just been sowing ever since.
Great. That's some amazing stories and testimonies already that we've heard of. So, and you kind of talked about that. Cornell, let me let you go first. The origins of how you started was Kiki, you know, putting it in your spirit to do it, you know, or get it out there, and you got confirmation from a dream. How did you go about starting? Somebody who wants to start a business that has never had a business or don't know anything about it, what did you do first? What was the first thing you do? Did you go get your name? Did you go? What did you do?
I Googled first. Now, I did go to college and take a business. So therefore, I had a little bit of knowledge, even though I didn't graduate from college just yet. I had a little knowledge because I took some business courses. So the first thing I did is Googled how to start a business, the things you need to, you know, do to start a business. So I just followed the checklist, and then I was like, you know what, let me get some legal advice. So I called LegalZoom, which is a company that typically sets up everything for you. So I wanted to start the business correctly, so I just went to a professional company, and I let them start my business and gave me all my checks and balances from there. And then, you know, I just make sure that once I got my documentations in, the next thing I went and did my bank account. So.
Okay. And that was the first thing you done. Then you were official then, right?
I was official.
Okay. And what about you, Lynn? What was the first thing you did when you opened your business?
I got my EIN number.
Okay.
And I made it an LLC because I didn't want, you know, even though I do the catering, I didn't want anybody feeling like, you know, if it's not
legit,
people are like, even though they know you can cook, you know, just kind of, and to have my own back.
Yeah.
And to make it more professional too, that I'm not just, you know, just selling plates. So I took care of that. Got my EIN, LLC, you know, did a website and everything. And so I felt more secure when I did that, to do the catering and go out there and stuff like that. So.
What was your biggest hurdle you would have to say about starting out? What get your name out? What to you was the biggest thing you had to jump over to get started?
My job. I do management for Waffle House.
Okay.
So I've been doing this since I was 16. So, of course, that's priority.
Yeah.
But still making time for my business.
Oh, okay.
It's 24 hours, but I definitely kind of got that in place to where that's number one.
That's number
one.
one.
So that was, that was pretty big.
What about you, Cornelia? What's your biggest hurdle?
My biggest hurdle was just balancing family and work. I work from home during, so that was pretty, easy to do, but just balancing it all out, because sometimes I can be all over the place because I just be all over the place. So once I found balance, then it was okay. It was just me finding balance, enough time in a day to really plan out how I'm going to market, how I'm going to go, create this design, and how I'm going to be able to execute this and yet be a mother with support the kids and all that they was doing. So once I found balance, then it was okay.
Talk about some of your jobs, both of you. Talk about some of the jobs you had already, clients you had, and maybe some things you've done that maybe have surprised you, or even if it not surprised you, just you didn't even know people knew you like that. Maybe you was able to cater and do their events, and maybe something you did to surprise even yourself that you didn't think you can do. What would you say, Colonel?
Well, first I would like to say that community is big. And, for me being in Lancaster all my life, I mean, my schoolmates and classmates, once I posted on social media, they kind of gravitated to it, and I thank God for that. And they were some of my biggest supporters that did reach out to ask me to do some things. And it was first just, doing one of the teachers in Lancaster, which I grew up with her daughter and went to school with her. She gave me my initial first time of setting up her event, a retirement party that she called me for. And so that was the initial start from it. And one of the things that I did that amazed me, because I originally was just going to do, event planning and the setup. I wasn't going to do balloons at all because I didn't have any knowledge with them at all, had never played with them at all. And even with that event, she asked me to do the balloons. I was like, no. So we outsourced somebody else, another classmate to do them. But then as I started growing and people started asking me about them, I was like, well, there's room for me in that arena to do balloons, so why don't I learn? So I self-taught myself, and I surprised myself when learning how to do the balloons, watching YouTubes and stuff like that, and became so, good at them and creating those designs. So I kind of, surprised myself with it. So then that took off to where now everybody think I just do balloons because that's what I do a lot of, but I do it full event planning.
Okay, good. So you actually went on YouTube and Google and taught yourself the balloons.
Stayed up plenty of nights, blowing up plenty of balloons and popping them, getting textures and brands, and knowing how to size them and create patterns and designs. And one of the things that helped me a lot is because my background again is cosmetology, to where I know the color wheel. So putting colors and patterns together is still it's one of those things that I'm familiar with because of my background of hair.
Okay, Lynn, what about you?
I had when I first started out, all my friends knew I could cook. So it was kind of like, oh, yeah. But, like, you cooking, like, for a lot of people now, so everything just kind of, I had a lot of people asking questions, of course, and asking me, kind of seeing if everything was legalized, everybody sell plates.
Yeah.
So when I was able to say I have this and that, they were like, oh, okay, and started sharing stuff. And I, like I said, I've been with Waffle House since I was 16. So everybody, a lot of my friends I know, people I've, just everybody is from Waffle House. Everybody eat at Waffle House, all the neighborhood Waffle House. I do management for a few of them around here. So that really helped me a lot as far as people sharing my stuff and supporting me, close friends, people I didn't know. And I was really nervous. It was just cooking for a lot of people, but everybody loved it. And so it was going good, but it was different. It just the everyday going in and telling somebody else what to do. And I think it being your own.
Yeah.
It was, but everything's been going pretty good.
This question just popped up in my head, but both of you have kids, right? Do you see in any of your kids the creativity to do what you do either way? You can pass it down to them, or do you see something in your kids when it comes to what you do that you said that you can look and confirm and say, you know what, that came from me, right? Whether it's cooking, do you see that?
Absolutely. Well, in my business, the reason why I created is because in my household, there's room for everybody in my business. I actually have Diamond, which is my bartender, which she's bartended at a couple of my events.
Shout out Diamond. I love you, girl.
And then I have Anthony, which is one of the twins. He DJ'd for my event, so he's a DJ with the company. And then I have Anthony, which is the other twin, which he does all the custom stuff when it comes to the balloons, the T-shirts and stuff. When I'm unable to do it, he does it as well.
Okay.
And he was one of the ones that mentored me to learn how to do the custom stuff.
Okay.
So, and then Key Anthony, he's in college, but when he's not here, he has a love for fashion design and photography. So, there's room for him. Now, Kamisha, she may be one of those ones that be my secondhand person or the boss person to just give orders and tell people what to do. But I have not yet discovered hands-on. But she will, if I ask her to help, she'll do it and run the errands and do something like that.
Kai is definitely a boss.
Yeah.
What about you, Lynn?
I have a 3-year-old. She's the baby. I have a little one, so she's her own person. She has a little cooking set, so she kind of do a little something, but she's not doing too much. But
yeah. You think she got the gift?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, because see, when people are gifted and creative like you all, it's easy for you all to see who has it and who doesn't. I liken it to, sometimes I can see gifts on people, right, and know who's gifted and know who's not. And so I tell people all the time, if you're a mechanic, you know a good mechanic. If you're a beautician, you know a good beautician. And so same way, when you're gifted in a certain area, you know when somebody else has that and who doesn't. Right, who may need to work on it, or who just really has the gift to make it do what it do. So it's crazy when you can actually see your kids, or see it in your kids as well. Next question I have is, and I'm asking if anybody have any questions. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. We will definitely ask our guests if you have any questions about businesses or that you need to know that you want to start a business, or you may be anxious about it or scared about it or whatever. So if you have any questions, please put that in the comments, and we'll make sure to ask our guests. Next question I have that I think is real pertinent to what we're talking about. What do you hate about being a small business, and what do you love about being a small business? Lynn, you first.
I wouldn't necessarily say I dislike anything about being a small business. Kind of get to set your own schedule and and move at your own pace, and everybody's really supportive. And I love working with people as far as customer service wise. So I wouldn't say a dislike. And what I love is just being able to work with people and make people happy.
Any horror stories though from people maybe didn't pay you what they supposed to, maybe? Any horror story? And I know you're a G, so they ain't gonna play with you. But
no, it's just.
But I'm saying, but
look,
any horror stories like where you're like, you know what, I live and I learned from that. I won't do that again, or something like any.
I wouldn't say horror. I just kind of like I've had an event and I cooked way too much. But I cooked. I mean, that's what she wanted. But it was kind of like, okay, I would do it this time. Because everybody ate. The amount of people, it was just so much food that was left over. But it was just a learning process to kind of just, even though people are saying this, just do it like this. Because I was like, I think it's, but I didn't want to, because that's what that person wanted. But everybody was overly, it was just certain. I wouldn't say a whole anything bad, just kind of things you learn to twig as you go.
Hold on, we got to stop the podcast. Kiki, your mama is doing a live podcast right now. Now, please tell me you're not dying. You okay, right? Okay, can you wait until after the podcast? As a matter of fact, she said he need a yes or no. He really wants you. I need you to share a tag on this podcast so everybody can watch it. Now do that right now, and then as soon as she finishes, she gonna call and give a yes or no. You all right? Right? Okay. All right, we'll do. You know it's a college student. I just need a yes or no. Can you give her the phone so she can say yes or no? No, we're in the middle of a live podcast. That's my boy, though. Love you. Shout out, Kiki. So you next, Cornella. And then we have a question for you afterwards. What do you hate about being a small business? What do you love about being a small business?
There's nothing that I hate about being a small business, to be honest, but there are challenges. One of the things that I would say being a small business that's challenging is that people sometimes, because your name is not big, they don't give you the opportunity that you think you need. You see a lot of people gravitate to the, if you have a big name for yourself, or if a follower, someone on social media that has a big following group, and if you're attached to them, they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to gravitate to them. And you're looking at it and be like, oh, my work is so much better than that, But because they're attached to a big name, they give them the opportunity, and then you'll see a couple of weeks later they're dogging them out about their service.
Right.
But you went to it just because of that name, not just doing your research on it. So that's the only challenge I think as a small business starting out, when you don't have a big name or following, that people tend to let your business fall by the wayside and don't give you the opportunities that you could have. And what was the next question?
You said, what do you love about it?
I love everything about it. You get to make your own schedule. You can be as creative as you want to be.
Okay.
I love all the networking that comes along with it. You meet some amazing other people in the industry that you're in, designers, and you can learn from anybody. I've always been a person that loves to learn, and I do believe that there's more than one way of learning. So any way that I can learn it, anything, I'm just happy to do it. So It's been a great experience so far. And actually, in a couple of days here, I'll be full-time entrepreneurship with this business. I'm actually retiring out from corporate America on March 13th and taking on it, Lee's Luxury Event as a full-time. So I'm excited about that.
Congratulations. And that's
Thank
something
you.
to be upped, and make sure we're going to big that and give you your flowers, because, jumping out there and doing that, that takes not only great faith but great courage to go ahead and step out and follow your dreams. So we're going to definitely be supporting you. And as well, the question we have is from my petty best friend. Everybody know my petty best friend is Deisha Lee, and so my petty best friend asks, Cornella, would you do a mentorship for people that are trying to learn balloon design?
Absolutely. That is one of my next things of doing when I, do after March 13th. That's one of the things that I'll be dropping. I already got it in place, and I will be doing a balloon class and some mentorship. I actually mentor 3 young ladies right now.
Okay.
And with balloons, they call me all the time. I assist them, and with anything as far as structuring their business, their websites. They getting their everything automated. So I already take on that in the background. But my next step is to start hosting balloon classes.
Great. What about you, Linda? You teach anybody, or will you start teaching people, mentoring people, teaching people how to cook and how to cook those different dishes?
Yes, I do. I always teach people how to cook, and I like teaching people things like, because they're gonna make it their own. And I'm African, so a lot of times they're like, "How do you make this?" or "How do you make it taste like this?" or "What kind of seasoning you use?" And we use different kind of seasonings, like the little Maggie cubes and certain things that they were like, "Oh, it's at the African store." And I got some of my friends. They're like, "Okay, I'm like make it like this." Or the last catering event I did was for a lady, and her husband doesn't like spinach, but he liked the spinach I cook, and I had a taste testing at my house, and I showed her how to make it, and I was like, just make it for him, like, she was like, "Oh, okay, do it like this." So, it's kind of, it doesn't take away from me.
Yeah.
Everybody, I have a lot of friends that cook, and I get food from them all the time. It's just we all do our own thing. Everybody, everybody gets it.
Do you have, Lynn? Do you have any mentors, business-wise, that you look up to, whether that be from afar? Like some of my mentors, I haven't met yet. Some mentors I view from afar. Some of my mentors I have met, and they're more, in the personal with me. Do you have any mentors, business-wise, that you see? You say, I want to be like that. And one day, even if you haven't met them, then do you have some mentors maybe that's close to you that helps you and you can call, things like that?
Yes, my godmother, Lala. She also cooks.
Shout out to Lala.
Yes. She's like my second mom. She's awesome. She does the cooking thing, and she's kind of toned it down. Now she just bakes. And she's always there for me, and she's taught me things. She cooks a lot of time for me, and she'll buy me. If she sees something, that I need, she'll buy it, and she's very helpful. I may have a question about something. She's been like the main person, Everybody else, you just kind of watch somebody else. Oh, I like the way they do this, but that is the main person that I've had.
And do you watch a lot of cooking shows?
I like cooking in general. I watch any kind of food. I'm like, ooh,
Really?
Yeah.
What you watch on TV that's like cooking wise?
I watch the African.
Do you watch Hell's Kitchen and that type of stuff?
I don't like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I like when they cooking like food, like the meals, like real meals, or like some soul food.
So you watch the food channel?
Yeah, but YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
YouTube, like somebody that's really cooking, doing something. Not like just, but I'm like, okay, like some you can watch for like 30 minutes.
Some of that you can get some, and then do you try to get tips from it, or are you just looking to see if they?
I get tips from it and see how they're doing it, and I enjoy just watching to see how they're making what they're making. I'm like, oh, okay,
that's pretty cool.
I just like it. I may not go cook it,
right?
But I just like watching it.
Yeah. What about you, Canella? Mentors.
As far as mentors, I don't have any that's connected close to me, but one of my biggest mentors that I follow, her name is Tori Williams. She's out of Atlanta. She's one of the huge event planners that does everybody's stuff. So my whole dream is to go to one of her camps in one of her classes, which now she's finna take it on the road, so I'm just waiting for her to drop the dates. I will be in one of those classes, so wherever it is.
What's
hopefully,
her name?
Tori Williams.
Tori Williams, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully she select Dallas, so I won't have to travel far. But if she can select Miami, and I'll go in there too. But that's who I follow a lot because she's amazing at what she does from every aspect of event planning. And so that's who I look up to from afar. But I didn't have any mentorship starting out. Now I did reach out to several people locally that was doing it to try to get some, on I inboxed them or whatever and has a couple of questions, and they wasn't so friendly because, people don't want to help you because they think that you're going to, outdo them. They don't want to give you any information. So the ones that I did reach out to that I thought I could on social media because they had a presence of if it was inviting for me to reach out to them. And when I did, in the inbox, it was kind of like dry.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. You know what, Lord, let me pray about it. You bless me to always be talented with a gift of, this craft that I'm doing. I'm going to just trust him. I'm going to do my own research, and I'm just going to go and learn from my mistakes and then get greater, as I go. And, again, we live in a world of social media, so you can YouTube anything. If you sit there long enough and watch it and you pay attention to it and you practice and you do it and you just be consistent with it, then you can get it.
And, I definitely love to see, that's why I'm glad you all kicked this off this month. Love to see women, especially Black African-American women who, have children but are still bosses and still doing their thing, with jobs, without jobs. I just think that's something that we ought to definitely, applaud and support more, because, I feel like we don't see enough of it,
Right.
and I think that those type of things are, should be admired when it comes to Black women. And again, and what you all do on a daily basis. So we definitely salute both of you all. And, even it's crazy because what you all do, you all can help each other. Because you need a caterer, she's
Absolutely.
a caterer. She know about events, she can get you for events. So, working together is something that's needed as well. Where do you all envision your business being in the next 5-10 years? Where do you see your business going, and where do you want it to go? Do you want to get things like contracts in the future where you just doing that? You want to do that full time, like Cornelia said? I'll start with you, Lynn. Where do you see your business?
I definitely see myself having a restaurant. Whether it's just something small, but doing catering and cooking out of there, that kind of thing. That's where I definitely want to be working for myself.
You rather a restaurant than a food truck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I may do a food truck first.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of still working full time and then doing that. I'll probably do a food truck first and then see how it goes and then kind of just go to a spot. So
that's pretty cool. Okay.
As for me, I see myself in 5 years being the Tori Williams of Dallas. See, she has the appearance of Atlanta. Dallas don't have her appearance like that, so that's what I want to be. So that's my whole goal, is bringing what she have in Atlanta to Dallas. That's what I want for Lee's Luxury. And as far as going corporate, I do have a couple of corporate events already, contracts in place, and I'm actually getting ready to do a big size conference for Sharon Simpson's, the Women Unveiling conference that's come here, that's unlocked this here in April, and I'm going to get that opportunity. And I thank God for her allowing Lee's Luxury Events and trusting us in her decor, her balloon decor for that event. She does amazing events, and she's well known, and she has a big platform. So I thank God for her for giving us that opportunity, and I know that we're going to do great and execute it, and hopefully we grow from there.
Cool. Before we get to your social media handles, websites, how people can get in touch with you, we got to give you the hot hitters. So the hot hitters is questions you ask. First thing come to mind, you answer the first thing come to mind, and so that's why we call them hot hitters. And so I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and just want to think first thing come off your mind. Lynn, what would this you tell the younger you? What would this you tell the younger you? First thing come to mind.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient. As far as one instant gratification, it comes like when you first start, it's like it's slow, or you're wondering why you're not getting that support the first few months to a year. But as you're being consistent in what you're doing, it shows and it comes out.
That's good. Be patient. Y'all hear that, boys and girls? Be patient out there. Cornelia.
I would tell my young you keep dreaming, because dreams do come true. I've dreamed for this all my whole life, so the opportunity is here and it's coming true. So just keep dreaming.
That's good. Cornelia, 5 dinner guests, dead or alive. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Most definitely my father, Cornell Douglas Lee, and
that's one.
Let's see. Look, I'm gonna get probably blasted for this. I was R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
They would be a dinner guest.
No comment. I ain't saying that.
I have a whole bunch to talk to him about. But I think he's amazing, so I would definitely want to have him at the dinner table. Tupac would be at the dinner table. Maya Angelou. And Tyler Perry.
That's a good table. Lynn. 5 dinner guests.
Tyler Perry was one of mine.
Tyler Perry, okay.
My father.
Your father, okay.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Amazing.
Wow, that's good. 3.
I'll say I like Lil Wayne. So
Weezy, he from my city. That's my city. Weezy. What's the 5?
And my mother.
Okay, great. That's both of y'all have great tables. Lynn, if you have to go to an island by yourself, what 5 things you have to take with you? Or it could be 3 things if you came to name 5, but what 3 to 5 things would you take with you if you had to go to an island by yourself?
Rice.
Rice.
I eat rice every day.
Rice? You say rice like food?
Yeah.
I can survive.
I can cook that with some fish.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Some accent seasoning. I need accent. I don't use salt, so I have to have accent.
Accent seasoning, that's 2.
I don't know, like a towel. Make sure I have a towel, because maybe there's not a towel. You have to. I don't know what you didn't describe the island, so I'm just thinking like life and death situation.
3, okay.
What
up?
I used to I can do 3. It was hard trying to get the 3.
All right, you can know.
Okay, first I will have to have my wigs, my makeup.
You're on an island by yourself. Just want you.
It don't matter. I still gotta have the wigs and the makeup, and I would say definitely some crackers. I love crackers. Crackers will fill me up.
Crackers, wig, makeup, crackers. Okay.
My children.
Your children. Okay, that's it right there. Yeah. Okay. They not coming though, cause they.
No, they coming. They gonna come to the island with me. I promise you. If I'm going to the island,
they need Wi-Fi,
Look, we are very creative with our Wi-Fi in the household. I promise you, they coming.
They say, "Mom, we'll come visit on you on the line," and I can't just stay here. No, they're gonna be there definitely because they definitely love their mama. 3 people, Cornella, you would take with you to a battle.
Oh, my oldest daughter, Diamond. Yeah, she going. That's number one. She going, and
that's all you really need. But go ahead,
boys. Come on now. My sister, she gotta go. Deisha gotta go.
Deisha?
Yeah, she gotta go.
Petty best friend, she going?
Yeah, she going most definitely. And then of course my best friend, Dunshell. That's gonna be the 3.
Shout
right
out
there.
Dunshell. Shout out Dunshell. That's 3. Who you got, Lynn? You 3?
I don't even
Three?
have 3. I have 2.
Who you 2?
My, for what a lot of people like.
Who you 2?
My godmother.
Godmother?
Lori.
Uh-huh.
And Kiki, one of my closest friends.
Kiki, okay. You taking them to
But
battle.
she like 2 or 3 people, and I'm like 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
Oh, that's
All right.
That's a whole team right there.
Because my mama probably ain't gonna do nothing, so yeah, just me and her.
So mama bringing the logic.
Top 5 rappers. Your top 5 rappers. Go ahead, Cornella.
Number 1 would be Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Busta Rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
This hard. Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, Weezy.
Juvenile.
Juvie? That's my city too.
And that's probably gonna be it.
That's it for you? Okay. Lynn, top 5 rappers.
Lil Wayne.
Your top 5.
Of course, Lil Wayne.
Weezy, all day.
The other Gemini, Biggie.
Biggie.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. 3. Got 2 more.
Cardi B.
Cardi B? Yeah. And who else? Who 5?
Gucci Man.
Gucci Man, 5. That's a good list. Since I know y'all listen to singing and music, top 5 singers. Top 5 singers, Lynn. Who you love listening to? Celine Dion. I know you said it.
Celine Dion. Oh, singers. Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, yeah.
I kind of listen to like
Whitney
gangsta
the
rap.
best.
I listen to gangsta rap, so singing.
Give me one more singer you like.
Beyonce.
Beyonce, that's good. What about you, Cornelia? Top 5 singers.
Number 1 would be Fantasia. And then I say Tasha Cobb.
Tasha
Yolanda
Cobb.
Adams.
Yolanda Adams.
And then I would say Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. You got
And
one more?
the last one will probably be Celine Dion.
Celine Dion, great. Before we even get to the close, I want to talk about since you brought this up. I'm gonna bring up one topic for the audience. Let's talk about quickly R. Kelly.
Okay.
Let's bring that up. Let's talk about that for a minute. We did this business as an entrepreneur, but how do you feel about that? I want both of y'all take. What do you all feel about it? And yeah, listen, this is no judgment zone. How you feel, how you feel, and I don't think people can really judge people for how they feel about them, right? And I just want to know what's your take on them. Lynn, go ahead, go first.
Honestly, I don't think anything of him. I like him the same way I've always liked him. If I listen to his music, I do. I just don't listen to other. I mean, I don't feel like anybody really know the truth. And everybody, once they put their opinion and start voicing things and start based off of what people say, it's just kind of, so I feel the same way about him.
Okay. What about you, Cornell?
I absolutely. I'm like a number 1 R. Kelly fan. And I mean, for me, who am I or any of us to judge? So I'm not going to judge him. I do feel that there is some truth and there are some lies in it. But I do feel like just more than him need to be held accountable for the circumstances that took place. And that's what I'm most disappointed about, is that he's taken the fall for every aspect of it. And there was a lot of people that played, a big part in everything that went on, including the victims, It had a lot of like moving parts, and I just feel like that he's being failed in that aspect of being the only one, being apprehended for every single thing when it was just more than just him. So my whole thing is I just hope that eventually that as it still continues to unfold and they get through with what he did for what his part, they start to, unfold everything else with everybody else is attached and start,
holding everybody else
accountable for it too. Because at some point, everybody have accountability, to it. And I just want to see that happen as well for him to where I feel like he'll have a more peace of mind that not only he's going down for everything, everybody's, being held accountable for that part as well.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for those comments. Tell us how we can get in contact with you all if we wanted to hire you all to get you for our events, hire you cater for our events as well. Tell us, I need your social media handles, websites, whatever you have, so we can give it to people, and how can they contact you?
Well, Lynn's Cuisine, that's my name on Facebook, social media, TikTok, Instagram. Lynn's with the apostrophe S and then Cuisines. It'll pop up. Website, everything's the same. And message, inbox, call, my number's on there.
Great.
So
Great. Cornella?
On Facebook, we're Lee's Luxury Events. On Instagram, it's LL Events 3. And, of course, we can be reached at my website, which is leesluxuryevents.info.
Great. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We had a good viewership at first for a little while before it fell off a little bit, but we had some good viewership on where people commenting, so that's real good. Make sure you share and tag this and share this so we can help support black-owned businesses, but also support just our own people, right? And so I want you all to make sure the next event you have, you seek out Lee's Luxury. Next time you need food catered, you seek out Lynn's Cuisine and give them a shout. Even on our behalf, make sure that you do that. Calvin, put up the giving. If you want to give tonight, this month, we're only asking you to do $30 for the whole month. So we ask you to give $30 for the month. You know how we do. We just ask you to give them for the month and to help us keep going and keep doing and getting the word out. So if you want to give, you can give on any of those platforms. Don't forget, we need hygiene kits. We're trying to give out 200 hygiene kits March 18th. We're going downtown Dallas and give out 200 hygiene kits to our homeless brothers and sisters. Last year we fed them over 200. This year we're going to give them some hygiene kits and pray for them and love on them a little bit. And so I know you're saying you don't think 200 people down there, but I promise you 200 people are down there.
Absolutely.
We seen it last year. And so 200 is a low number. So we need those 200 kits. So if you can, buy those kits on Amazon, male and female kits. You can get them, put hygiene kits, male and female, in Amazon. They'll pop up. Or go to Dollar General or have whatever store, Walmart, get some hygiene kits. You can bring them to the Faith Church on Sundays, or contact me. I get them picked up, or I'll pick them up myself if I have to get them to where we need to be. And First Baptist is coming with us. They gave 50 hygiene kits. First Baptist of Lancaster, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, helped us out so much. Big shout out to them. Gave us 50, and they're coming out to serve with us on March 18th. To help out as well. Listen, you're not doing good works if you ain't helping nobody else, and so we want to make sure we helping somebody else and helping other people, because the truth is the only reason we're not homeless is because God's mercy and grace, because we can be just where they are. And so ask me how I know. Hurricane Katrina in one day took everything. So you and I have to make sure that we continue to thank God for our blessings, but also help other people. And then again, Sunday, 11 a.m., make sure you meet us right there at 305 East 3rd Street, Lancaster, Texas, or online on any of our social media handles. You can go to thefaithchurch.net. Even if you want to come back on tonight and share this, you can come back on and share this. Thank you, Cornella and Lynn, for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you all coming on tonight. And so, of course, we support you, and we're going to make sure anything we doing event-wise and even catering-wise, Lynn, we're going to call on you to cater something for the church in the near future so we can get some of that good food as well. We just want to bring you on and just highlight you all to kick off our financial month. And so we're just so thankful for you all coming on tonight, taking your time out as well. Any parting remarks before we go? Any parting remarks? Do you have anything y'all want to say? You want to shout out anybody? You want to say anything? You want to pub anything? Advertise? Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Just thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being on. I really appreciate it. Listen, if nobody told you this week they love you, I'm Pastor D. I love you. Be blessed.